Hey, I'm Scott Stein, and with back-to-school shopping season, unfortunately, right around the corner, a lot of people are looking for thin, affordable laptops that are like the MacBook Air, but maybe you can save a couple $100s along the way. That's a good thing. The good news is that when it comes to Windows Ultrabooks, the price has dropped. Last year, you were looking at maybe $1,000, $1,100, and you're starting to see ones for as low as $799. Case in point, the IdeaPad U310. Now this may not really look so much like an Ultrabook in the sense that it's not super thin. It is Ultrabook thin at 0.7 inches, but that's still thicker than a MacBook Air, and it weighs about a half pound more than a MacBook Air. Is that a MacBook? Now a lot of people are going to ask you that question because it really does look like a MacBook. It's like the return of the white MacBook here. The keyboard, the large trackpad. If you've ever been a Windows user and fantasize about having a MacBook-like laptop, maybe this is the one for you. And that size fits right in between the 13-inch MacBook Pro and the Air. What you're getting in here is a Core i5 3rd-gen Intel processor. That's a lower processor speed than you'd find in your sort of high-end non-Ultrabook laptops. It's going to give you an equivalent performance to what you'd see in a MacBook Air. You're also going to get in here a 500 gigabyte hard drive. You do not get an SSD. Now, a lot of Ultrabooks are packing those very fast, flash-based storage devices into their laptops, and they're expensive. You know, when you want to get up to a 256 gigabyte version, it can add up. Now, the advantage to that hard drive solution is that you're going to pay a lot less for it and get 500 gigabytes. But the flip side is that it won't be quite as zippy, but it'll function like a regular laptop hard drive. In this instance, you cannot upgrade to a full SSD, so you're stuck with that. Although certain versions of this laptop will have 32 gigabytes of flash storage to zip up the booting process, make it feel a little bit faster. There's also 4 gigs of RAM, and there's plenty of ports, so it's a pretty solid package. So what do you lose in this package? Well, you don't get Bluetooth, and you also don't get a DVD drive. No surprise, you don't get that in any Ultrabook, but a lot of people don't use DVD drives anyhow. Keep it in mind. The rest of the package is okay. I mean, the keyboard's fine, the trackpad is big, it's not as great as a MacBook Air, not by a long shot, and the battery life is very solid, but not spectacular. What you're really going to get the most out of here is that $799 price, the bang for the buck. Now, be aware that there are other laptops out there that are going to hit that price and offer a surprisingly similar set of components. The Sony Vaio T, which we reviewed here at CNET. Also, look at the Dell Inspiron 14Z, which has dedicated AMD graphics. It costs a little bit more, but again, a very similar package. This is a category to keep an eye on. Probably you're going to pick one of these. It'd be a great back-to-school laptop. If it's not the IdeaPad U310, it may be one of those others. I'm Scott Stein, and that's a look at the Lenovo IdeaPad U310. It is an Ultrabook.